not sure what happened there, but so yeah, and that one loaded in fine, the BB went in nicely. One thing I've noticed, and I'm not sure if this is about where that holder thing is, because if you notice, it's the holder for the safety, the mag release, should I say, but it's very confusing because I'll give you an example. Like, this is the WE mag I'm loading. It's not by the same company, but it fits flush. Like, it actually fits more flush with the gun than the standard clip does. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it actually looks the part. I think what my more biggest concern was that the mag would fall out, but as you can see, I'm pulling it and that's not happening. So I reckon I should be okay. My only concern, and this is something I found as I was like taking the gun off safety, yeah, was like, okay, say how I would do this release thing. If you notice, the gun hasn't gone right back to where it's meant to. And I noticed that with the WE mag, it keeps on doing that no matter whether I'm in auto. It's like I've got to push the top slide forward for it to finish loading. So I'm thinking, is that something to do with my speed loader? Because now I've done that, like, it's actually loaded. You can see the bullet down inside the gun. I don't know how much focus it will give you, but yeah, hopefully you can see that. Like, it's obviously loaded it, but my concern was, and let me actually remove that again and I'll show you what I mean, just so I can get that bullet back out. You have to save, like, building the ideas, and when it's time to execute, but I know you know this already, man. Just and then what we're gonna do is release it, and hopefully it loads this time. Yeah, I don't think it did load that time. It looked like it did, but nothing went in the barrel. So, and if you notice, I've just released it and it's jammed again. So my concern with this WE mag is that something doesn't work like how the Vorsk mag works. Because look at that, I've just released it and it's not even moving, which is a bit scary. Maybe something to do with my BBs and the way they're placed. Because I have had WE mags before, and I find that they're not as okay, so maybe it's not to do with that. Maybe it's to do with my barrel. Even now the clip is out, it's still doing it. So I'm gonna have to look into what that actually is. But give us a second, guys. Okay, I think I found what the issue was. Like, because now I can lock it and release. I think it was me that was doing damage to the gun by like overly cocking it way too hard. So you notice now it slides just fine, and I can lock it back in just fine. Do keep an eye on that, because now that I've seen my gun do that, I'm a bit concerned. And in theory I should have eye goggles on, guys, but I don't have none of the mags actually loaded with gas, so the gun is not gonna shoot. So that's the only reason why I don't have one on. You might be thinking, raw, okay, so it did have a bullet, so it looks like it did load, because something just fell out my gun. Look. And I think that was what was jamming it. So it did load, but I'll do it again for you so you can see. So this is the WE mag. Let me show you the box, because I didn't show you the box properly. It just says WE Tactical New Series. So it looks like it is the Gen 5. It looks like it is for the EU17. So that's something to also keep in mind. Maybe I'm having the mag problem because this is an EU18. Do you get what I'm trying to say? This is made for a GU17. So keep that stuff in mind. Like, the body frame will work because it's a Glock, but how good of a fire it gives you may differ. So I think what I might just do is like keep one as like my home tactical protection one, and then keep one as like my actual game tactical. So one for more home protections, one for more outdoors active need, like use basically. So we're gonna give it another go, because for me, I'm still not happy with how it's loading, so I'm trying to work out if I'm gonna keep this clip or send it back, because preferably you want something that you can rely on, and currently I'm just not as confident about this WE one as I am compared to the original clip. So we'll give it another go. Like, we'll load it like normal, I won't put too much force on it, and then we're just gonna release the slide. Now for me, it's still a couple inches off, and for me it just doesn't make any logical sense. Like, I'm having to push the slide forward for it to finish that process, And I really do reckon it's something to do with that clip being a 17 as opposed to an 18. So I'm gonna have to, because you see, it's shooting, and there is a bullet in there. Do you kind of get what I'm trying to say? So it's an actual weird one, bro.
I already knew what time it was.
Because you see, it won't finish it, and it's because it hasn't finished this full process. So yeah, like for me, I think I might have to go and look on their website and just see, because it's doable. Something that's not too hard to do. I'm just moving a bullet in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing. The pellet. But for me, it just feels like I wouldn't be able to rely on this clip tactically, because it just doesn't slide all the way forwards. And my thing is, say in gameplay you're gonna fire thinking and the trigger's not gonna fire. It's trying to, but it's because it hasn't finished this process. Now it's finished this process, and now I can. You get it? So it's just so concerning, because I would love to find out what is different and just maybe make the adjustments to it myself.
Don't let me put some money on your head,
and that one didn't load, so maybe there's a problem. There's your problem. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I've overloaded it and I haven't loaded it properly.
But she don't know she lying. Locked it real deep in my heart.
Because it just doesn't make sense why that load system isn't working like it should. Like the other clip, I'll show you exactly what I mean. This is the Vorsk one. I put it straight in the gun. Feels firm, it's locked in. Even if the pellet's not where it needs to be, the moment I lock that in,
while I was on my way home.
And maybe it's because there's just too much tension on the front. Maybe, I just don't know.
But then your friends forsake you. They just eating off your grand.
And then if I check it,
Necky said he's on me for some bread.
okay, so that didn't even load.
Summers and that nigga still ain't eating porridge.
So yeah, maybe I've overloaded my mags and I haven't loaded them correct, because for some reason they're just not loading, and I'm thinking maybe it's because of how I've put them in the mags, because they do give you a clear picture of how to load it so that you don't damage your gun. So maybe something to do with that, or maybe I'm just using the wrong size BBs, because as you load through, yeah, look, it's gone again. Like it should just sit in that middle section like that. I don't know if you can see it, but like you see how your pellet, my pellet, now it's gone again. Yes, I don't think mine is loaded properly. Or let me have a look. Yeah, something's up. I think I've loaded my mag wrong. Maybe I've overloaded it. Something isn't working like it's meant to. One, okay, I think I did. There's a space, there's a gap in there. So always keep that in mind also, people. So now it's loaded like it should be. So there was a space in my mag. What you should see is a BB coming right at the top. So as one gets released, the next one gets pushed up into that same spot. If that spot's empty, there's an issue. So I think that might be the problem that's wrong with the other clip, because if you notice, the other clip is doing that same thing there. So it might just be me who's loaded it wrong. If you guys know any hacks or tricks, please let me know, because I thought I was doing it correct, but clearly not. I believe now it's working. So if you have a look, now it's right at the top. We'll give it another go and see. Hopefully that solves the problem. The BB is where it needs to be. Yeah, still not. Oh, maybe it was me then. The only thing is there's a little bit of barrel movement that I don't like. It's like it's not making, the slide's not making it all the way to the front of the gun, and I would really like to know why. But that just might be a greasing thing. It might be where I've used the gun. Yeah, that loaded perfectly. It might be where I've used the gun a couple times to do tutorial videos, and obviously the slide is being used. It might be something to do with that. Also, another thing I will say, because what did happen earlier is something I didn't want to happen. So when pushing stuff down the nozzle of the gun to get stuff released, just be careful that stuff doesn't fall to the actual back end of the gun, just because what will happen, and I'll show you what I mean, like there's little
holes on the sides right here. Not sure how well you can see it. Stuff can easily fall there. The cock issue I had earlier was literally that I had let that BB fall that I was trying to remove fall to the back of the gun. It's where it jammed. So keep that in mind, because during gameplay you might not even have the time to notice that's what's happened. Yeah, so let's give it another go just to see. It seems to, yeah, now it's loading. So it looks like, guys, the issue I was having was my fault for not loading my clip properly, and look, it started to do it again. So I think what I'm gonna have to just do is watch a tutorial on how to load these things and just make sure I'm loading it properly. Because yeah, now I can see the gap. There's like a 2 BB gap. And obviously you don't want any gaps in there, because the whole point of how, maybe I put another one in just to be safe. The whole point of how the clip works is it puts tension on the BB. So as you obviously cock, it's moving a BB up into that slot, and then that blue hammer, or I call it the BB loader, that blue BB loader, what that's doing is just slamming your BB into the barrel ready for shooting. So you don't obviously want to get that wrong. So let me remove that BB again. Like I said, always be careful. If I was you guys, when pushing stuff in a barrel, I would have my gun facing this way, because as I push the BB through, it will fall through that little exit, as opposed to if you just got the gun cut back like that and you're just shoving it down, there's a good chance it could just fall to the back of the gun. Yeah, like now it's working. I don't even know what to say. Like that was my whole aim with this tactical one. I needed a backup clip, but I needed something that worked as good as, and if not better than the Vorsk. So I think what I will just have to do is, I'm still waiting for some green gas to come, so we'll see how that green gas does. But when it does eventually come, I think I'm just gonna have to give both mags multiple tests, and then what I will do is I'll feed back to you guys and allow me the way I look in right now. Like I said, I just woke up. Yeah, I will. I think what I'll just do, because you can even see like the springs are different, the pop-up thing is different. I think the amount of BBs, where the gun itself holds it, because on the Vorsk one I noticed, look like there's 2 holes where it holds it. So I thought it was just one, but there's 2. There's one there and there's one there. I don't know if you can see it. And then there's one on the other side on the Vorsk clip. Yeah. Whereas on the WE clip, it only has a holder for one side. So I'm presuming that the WE clips are a bit cheaper, which is kind of what I thought. Long term, even though they look aesthetically similar, I did have that feeling back before when I used to buy WE pistols. It just used to have some things about it like was quality, and I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to buy one just to do the comparison of the 2 guns. Like for me, the Vorsk just feels more quality, and maybe that my opinion might change as I start to shoot the gun, but for me, I don't know, like even just having it in my hands, I prefer the feeling of this compared to a WE. The WE would just feel top side heavy, and top side heavy is calm, but it has to be realistic to balancing out this gun. This, it feels like a good weight without the clip. So when I do add a clip in, and because these both clips are very like a good weight, they're enough the same weight if I'm correct, it's like it just works very well. Then there might even be a chance. Okay, they're definitely not identical, because what I can see is like the Vorsk gas release has like a smaller button, and the WE one has like a more bigger button. So I think we'll just have to, I'll do a test of if there's any difference with shooting, or maybe even shooting capacity. So I need to look for FPS checker. Maybe I need to buy one of those as well. And yeah, I think I'll just do a reliability video. Maybe a cock reliability, so keep on cocking and see which one jams first, and then also a shooting test on single and auto to see which one gives me the more consistent shoot on single and auto. But yeah, it looks like it's working now. So yeah, you see, it didn't, that time it didn't make it all the way forwards. I've got to push it.
But like I said, that just might be a grease gun issue. Because you see it is loaded, so it is doing this thing. It's just annoying. It's an annoying thing to keep in mind, because like I said, if you're on a tactical field, you might not want to have to keep pushing the gun forward, you might just want it to slide. But where I've been using it for quite a few days, it might also, and you see it's doing that tension thing again. So like I said, it might just be where I've loaded the clip wrong. I think what I'm gonna have to do is do some research on how clip review, like how to load the clip safely without doing any damage. And if I have any problems with this, I might just send it back, because I shouldn't be having problems straight away with it. So yeah. Yeah, man. That's the WE1 again.
I could never really hate.
Yeah, it's just not making it all the way.
But I still play. She took a pass on the dish, but I still play.
I really want to understand why that is though. Because from aesthetics of the gun itself, I just can't see it. And from the outside of it, I reckon it might just be a spring problem. Because if I'm to be bluntly honest, like the WE has like a black spring that looks quite top-notch quality, whereas the other one, it just looks like a standard spring, and I think that might be what's causing the problem. Maybe. I've taken off the slide quite a few times now, and I'm just like, I can't see anything in the slide that would cause that problem, unless some could say it's the spring. And for me, I'll show you what I mean. Like if I load the WE one, obviously it was made for the gun, so you expect that in it, but I have no problems with it, G. Like if I'm to be honest, right now on safety, I'll take it off safety. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It should be fine, but it might not load anything. Ooh, so it might actually be the gun, you know. I literally just felt that. That was with the original clipping. Yeah, so maybe it is that I just need to spray down the gun again. So I think that's what I might just do. Give it a quick spray down with some grease and see if we have any luck, if it still does that. Because for me, it just doesn't make any sense why it's not making it all the way back.
Even that down, like you're saying, people say that to me.
So yeah, we'll give it a couple adjustments and see. But yeah, so far for today, that is the WE Tactical 17 clip, and then we're gonna try and use it on my EU 18. Hopefully we have luck, because it looks like it can shoot, so hopefully when this green gas comes, it does me some justice, because in theory I was looking for a backup clip. So as a backup clip, it will do the job, but I need also one for the tactical field. Like as maybe I'll try and buy an extender and see if we have any luck. But yeah, man, that's the WE 17 Tactical Master Gas Mag. Okay, peeps, so I think I found a solution. So I don't know if you guys can see it on here quick. Like at the back of each clip, yeah, this one specifically, there's like this rib thing, and then there's like a gap in between where the pellet goes. On the WE one, the gap has like a little lip, and then on the left hand side it has like a thickness across, which that's what the speed loader was hitting. So I don't know if you can see what I've did is I've melted one side and then shaved it down using a cutting tool, and then that middle lip bit, yeah, that's probably the best way to see it. The middle lip bit that's in between here, I've also shaved that down. I don't know if you can see it. So now that I've done that, it basically has the same build up that it should. If you notice, cocking, shooting, cocking, shooting, and it works. Whereas it was jamming before and just wouldn't load. So it turns out you can use the WE 17 clip on an EU 18. You just need to make a couple minor adjustments.
100 meters in school, still on the track. The only difference is these days I just rhyme. Course I know about pain, I was grown in pain. That taught me about strain, plus it built up my brain. Hustling, pure struggling, so work rate goes in. She questioned curiously about my figure, baby I don't go gym. I switched my stance, check me hood, claim I'm acting different. I kept on wishing, haters in the can just still bitching. Business partners and new deals, I stay pitching. Try draw me out, you drew yourself, nigga, I stay spliffing. Try box me and I'm boxed out like Rare Griffin. Family trauma, I let go. On my song drifting, too lit to. You can't phone me if it ain't commas. AMs, conspiracies, tell them free my